several new gun control laws are set to be signed by Governor Andrew Cuomo. Gun violence victims' families and advocates are celebrating sweeping gun legislation at the Capitol today, especially the red flag bill, which prevents people who are at risk to cause harm to themselves or others from having or buying gun. It's court-ordered, but opposition says it's going to just create new hurdles for people to exercise their Second Amendment rights. This bill is what we've been working for since February 15, 2018, said Linda Schulman. This bill will really make it so that my son's murder will save lives. It's very, very important to us that my son's murder, I will not let my son die in vain. Linda Schulman's son Scott Beigel was a teacher at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. He was killed stepping in front of gunfire to protect his students in Parkland, Florida, last year. This is not a political issue, it's just not. I believe it in my heart and my soul, Schulman said. This is not a political issue. Everybody needs to meet in the middle. This is not about the right, it's not about the left. This is about humanity. This is about keeping people safe. New York State Rifle and Pistol Association Executive Director Tom King disagrees. The FBI a few years ago made a statement that the crime committed by legal guns in the United States, the number is statistically insignificant, King said. King said the red flag legislation's intended purpose makes sense, but the bill itself is flawed. We don't want mentally challenged people or mentally disabled people to have. We don't want violent people to have firearms, but the problem is that bill is that the process lacks due process, King said. King said he believes the process of getting firearms returned, as stipulated by the bill, is too complicated and doesn't allow the judge who reviews the case to return them to their owners. Instead, a higher court may have to get involved. But Mark Barton, father of Daniel Barton, one of the 21st graders killed at Sandy Hook Elementary, said most of the legislation around the country, including New York's red flag bill, does exactly what it intends. It's not just meant to keep guns out of the hands of people with mental illness. In the case of somebody who's dealing with some kind of emerging crisis or an emotional hardship, it removes a tool with which they can cause harm to themselves or someone else until they're okay, Barton said. Then there's the due process so that they can retrieve their firearm, once they're deemed okay to do so. I think it should be the law of the land. Barton is the founder of Sandy Hook Promise and is also working to pass red flag legislation in Connecticut and many other states along with many other parents of Sandy Hook victims. He said this law can prevent tragedies before they happen. Other bills passed by the Assembly and Senate include legislation that bans bump stocks, another that allows guns in schools to only be carried by school resource officers or security guards and not by teachers, a new Munich PAL gun buyback program and an extended waiting period on background checks.